InShalla and Ashe, we are live. Super excited to be here at Pool Hair Day, so that's why I'm wearing a hat. But blessings, everybody, my energetic beings. I am Tonya D. I practice indigenous technologies, shamanism in indigenous ways, and also I'm a subtle energetic surgeon. I don't really like the word psychic surgeon. I think that sounds abrasive, but that's just some of the things I do in my venue. But welcome to the Daily Snippet. If you are new or seeing this on one of my channels, please subscribe and ring the bell. It really assists in the algorithms that are always changing. Yesterday, I actually mused about boundaries on Instagram. And I can honestly say I really believe boundaries are the most important missing pieces when it comes to everything, really. It's like our foundation. So I thought I would actually muse about energetic boundaries. Then I realized the physical ones actually need some foundation and some love as well. Just in general, it's part of my energy body demystified in my musing venue, one of the courses that I offer. But today, as we browse the cosmic energy in our personal love channel, in our day-to-day reality, our day-to-day daily story, we're kind of in this conundrum of passionate love in our heart center. So we are entering the threads of fire in a way, or also the threads of fate. And it's love in those threads of fate. So things might really feel like they're heating up in a way. I'm actually going to use the Threads of Fate deck today, but I'll get to that a little bit later. It totally goes with the flow of the day like it always does, which is always super amazing. But the element of the day is this yang water Ren with the dragon. If, again, you're new, I talk about the day master, the element of the day, and the branch is actually the animals on below the stems and branches. It's kind of how this is, but I don't bring in the hour because it's changing however I could. It kind of all depends on what elemental hour that you actually wake up to that brings in the energy of the day too. But I've been talking about water element energy for the last few days. So this day master of water gets the direction from the dragon. So it's like the earth on the sides of a river, kind of giving the water direction, like where to go, or a dam that actually holds the water in a lake, like a container. And we also have the metal on the month and the year. So that actually tells me that our day master is actually supported, and also a resource. Our day master has resources, and also the metal or the mineral is actually supported with the earth energy. So today's actually going to be a pretty, juicy, yummy feeling kind of day. There's also an aspect in Four Pillars where it's called transformation, where certain elements have to be present for the transformation to take place. So it's on an elemental shift. I don't really go into that much on my musings because it's a lot of information and it can get kind of confusing. So I mostly just use the charts to bring balance to the client, or the energy of the organs, the lifestyle, and the constitutions. So yang water would actually be water circulation in the body. It's the bladder pathway, or that meridian. And the fire, the yang fire on the month, is actually, it's in conflict for our day master, the small intestine. So the element of wood is kind of hidden, but that would be one of the elements actually to bring in today, our authentic nature. So it's like ideas and writing and publishing. It could be even designing clothing. It could be herbs, essential oils, wood industries like wood in general, whether you're carving wood, shaping wood. I hate to say chopping down a tree, but kind of, or an arborist. That would be a wood field or thing. But today would be a great day to actually have a conversation with a tree. What's the positive direction or the goal that you want to achieve? With today's cosmic energy, water on the day stem is Mercury. So hearing or having any ringing in the ears, anyone? I know that's a big flavor lately. But Mercury is a communicator. It literally can zip from all around the cosmos. But the wood element is our visions, it's our sight, so it's Jupiter and it's growth. So today we really want to become proficient in our love story. So it's the growth of creating a future beyond the limited stories and get into those unlimited possibilities, abundance in all the things, whether it's creation, manifestation, things that would actually reach a global audience. So I would totally sit with a tree today by a river and just muse about what loving and creative projects are you taking into your future, and be like future visioning, future seeing, even futuristic thinking. And what ones are going on the shelf for today, like you're going to shelf them for another day. And also which ones are you totally releasing into the cosmic river for like ever, like you don't want to see them again. Myself, I am truly going for the global audience. Let's be honest. I really want to shift my scene. So if you could assist with that, I would totally be grateful and on to the next level, definitely. But always remember that nobody ever makes it alone. We always have a village that assists us, whatever it is, right? So for the rest of the Leo season, actually starting today, we have 1 foot in the door, in a way, into this cosmic overlord of emotion that's actually going to blend with our heart's desires. So when feelings and emotion are all bundled up like a baby or connected to what it is that you're trying to create in creation, it then comes time to, it comes up like a bubbling spring for us to manage it. So with all of the passion behind those intentions, it's like the wheels begin to turn like from the engine. So we literally have like 1 foot on the brake and 1 foot on the gas. There's a song, I think it's Van Halen, but you have like both the tasks happening for grounding our emotional field, our feelings, and also directing fire, our heart's intentions at the same time. So it's interesting that they're both on the day and the month in the stems. The feelings, water is feelings, and also fire is our passion on a day like today. So these authentic feelings are actually coming up, the kind that have no filter at all or no boundaries. So, you know, it's like the magnitude of them are coming up at the same time. So what to do? You got to filter through them, separate some of them. That's really what's on the agenda for a day like today. So you have to really kind of take notes or draw boundaries between what you really are feeling and what your heart is actually trying to scribe to you or say to you. And also, your feelings might come online as kind of an alert signal to a problem within your plans, that maybe your heart or your mind or even both have literally overlooked, overturned, thrown under the rug in the last few days, something that you don't want to deal with on an emotional frequency or a sound wave. So sometimes what we have missed, maybe you feel like your feelings are vulnerable, maybe too exposed to something, or maybe you feel like you're at risk for being hurt, you know, our heart center. So, you know, your feelings could be upset. Your feelings about something you previously thought was fine might come up. So in essence, in reality, you want to realize and learn about, and more importantly, be nurturing to your emotional frequencies and actually protect your feelings, you know, and have those conversations, have that heart to feeling conversation. So when they're online with our heart's intentions versus squashing out our goals. So emotions actually push intention forward. They put them into action in a way. So it's really a day to ultimately secure what your heart's wishes are and dreams are, and really protect your feelings about those intentions and those goals, whatever they actually look like. And it's also like bearing witness to the passions and the growth of your inner enthusiasm. So the safer the emotional field is, the more excited our feelings actually become. It's just knowing that we're safe in our container, in our environment. And they're going to feel, they're going to touch like the project. So you have the manifestation. So it's a combination of putting up our boundaries where you might feel vulnerable or exposed or even shy, and literally identify those areas where you need to protect and nurture the feelings that you actually have around a goal that you want to create. So, it's like, do I feel like this or do I feel like that? And why am I feeling these ways? So it's really sitting down to those emotions. So for me, I'm really pretty hyper aware, hypersensitive to a lot, really. I have to really protect my feelings from outside interference so they don't get entangled or entrapped in my goals, my wishes, my prime directive. So it's the question of is it me or is it them? I'm always having those two conversations. So I know if it is me or if it's something outside of me. So where are my boundaries, energetic or otherwise? Everything needs boundaries, or the foundation literally becomes corrupt on whatever it is you're trying to create or manifest. And a corrupt foundation with zero boundaries, how is this movie going to play out? So for myself, I'm super excited for 2022 on the return of Pluto on the natal chart of the United States. I'm really climbing out of the rabbit hole. I'm not going to go down that today, but the thing to do today is to really sit with your feelings and know that you are telling what they're telling you, what's the conversation, and protect really what's sensitive or bubbling up in your spring, or what feels vulnerable in a way, our vulnerability. I feel like a lot of people need to, they have to go to a vulnerable state or place to express what they feel. And, that's been coming up all of the past 18 months anyway. But I think that's why people kind of hide their journaling in a way, because we don't want anybody else to read them and really essentially truly know our feelings, but we need to know our true feelings inside of us. I leave notepads everywhere, seriously. I have them everywhere, like piles of them, minimum of 2, if not 5, piled up everywhere. It's truly a situation. Like I'm looking over here and I can already see 4 piles of notepads that are notepadded on top of notepads. So I am feeling through situations to really channel energy through holding an optimistic venue in my attitude chamber. I'm just holding that space for that. And also I'm more passionate and excited about my frequency in my God channel, my connection to the realms. What is my spiritual story, my psychic abilities, or even my spiritual mission, my prime directive in the spirit. So just feeling through like the old karma, and also the new mission, the new story, the new narrative, and, the boundaries between them. So I really am merging the indigenous shaman technologies with the realm of spirit, or the realm of intuition, the energetics. So the feelings that do come up today are a communication channel of important messages from the rest of our soul. So do what you can to literally observe them and even alter your personal boundaries. Some areas might need to boundary up more. Some maybe you can boundary up a little less. It's all about trust. That's usually when they get in the way, as if you trust it, which is huge, especially for me. I don't know about you, but you really want to protect yourself moving forward. So it's time to really feel all of that out. The one information that you want to consider is the emotional field and what is the message there. So if you have a challenge with boundaries, which I think we all do, myself included, the energy body demystified in my musing corridor is absolutely 100% definitely for you and beyond infinity. I really believe boundaries are the foundation that we should grow upon to create a structure of all the things, whether it's our health, our love, our spirit, our commitments, whatever the narrative is, if we don't have a safe container and a foundation, it's going to crumble down. It's going to be corrupt in different ways. So our feelings are sensitive today, especially around matters of our heart's codex. So the energy opening up to our heart's truth, what's going to happen is, it might surprise you if you have been repressing any of those feelings or even hiding them. But also at the same time, the fast movers are throwing all the facts of life out into our face. So ultimately, the trick is to focus on the future that your heart desires, not on what life has now become, the narrative. I'm enhancing my divination and forecasting abilities. That's my intention. Reconnecting to the wisdom, the power of the higher priestesses or the priests. So for me, it's like being a Merlin in the world, which is one of my favorite things to do and to be, to travel into the future and then back into the past and into the now kind of a thing. Our throat center is actually online today, but also so is our solar plexus, but I didn't put that in the notes. But so shades of blue, turquoise, you could do blue greens and bring the heart online with it. Since we want to really communicate to our heart what we're feeling, and the other way as well, our feelings to our heart and our heart to our feelings. But also the solar plexus is online, and the causal field, the mental field, the mind. So it's kind of the mergings of between Visshudha and the throat, or the solar plexus, the throat center, and the solar plexus. So it's kind of merging those two. If I was working energetically, I would be working both on this earth energy, blue light, and I'd also be working with the throat center, yellow light. So those are opposing light forces. So it's like Venus circulation and also the lymphatic circulation to clean out the cobwebs in the closet in a way. The seed sound for today is he. It's like, I know it says like H-A-M, ham. It looks like it says ham, but it's he. It's E as in sleep. So you can just channel in blue light to bring your throat center online, Visshudha, and chant that sound, E, with the he in the beginning. So it's like he, but so yeah, I would do that, especially if your throat feels like you can't be authentic in your truth, in your story. Obviously, you can wear blue. Some of the angelic beings that are online, Gabriel, the strength of God. So this is really the feminine forces of creation, birth, motherhood, fertility. So it's birthing the new ideas. So imagine, the birth of your intention growing out into the future. And you really want to just allow this archangel to assist in that. If you are a procrastinator, you're putting way too many things on the shelf, like you're going to get way too many things not done. You want to call her in to get them done. She's also great for projects like arts, the media, writing, public speaking. Totally goes along with the energy of the wood element and what that is like. So you want to call her in to get support for a cause. Actually, you can utilize her to promote you, to just show your talents, to basically to toot your own horn, blow your own horn, whatever that looks like. And we also have Jeremial. Jeremial is actually the mercy of God. He assists us in healing all of those emotional issues. So if you feel unhappy or whatever it is in your emotional field and you need some assistance in transmuting those unhealthy feelings that come up, especially on a day like today, Jeremial is like one of our own personal psychologists, actually in the realm of the spirit world. And he helps us to get to the root of the issue, like the root cause. So we can actually shift and make those changes. You can actually utilize this archangel to shift the emotional field. So when those emotions start bubbling up, you can disperse them without them energetically landing in an organ to cause chaos inside the body. And just replace, any old negative mental patterns, those thought processors with new, actually positive ones. Optimistic venue, right? We want a new attitude. So he really oversees the library in the spiritual realm. The library meaning like the book of life, the Akashic records, the book of shadows, and so much more. There's an entire library on the other side. But he always wants to ask, how much did you love? Which is a curious thing. It's like how love, and to yourself first, honestly. Because that's what the garden's all about. Love of self first. That's the love you pour into you so you can overflow and pour that same love out to others. Another angelic being is Jophiel. His name means the beauty of God, which I totally like that. She's actually said to guard the gates of Eden. So you can call her in if you have any negative beliefs about yourself, negative beliefs about your image, actually what you see when you look in the mirror. She helps us develop our inner beauty to shine our light literally out into the world and celebrate our unique expression to really see the beauty that resides within us. So if you need any help or assistance with self-love, I would totally bring that archangel in to shift your narrative of what you see in the mirror. That's I'm trying to think of a word. We create our own. It's like, I don't want to say disembodiment, but it's like dysmorphing ourselves when we look in the mirror. It's like what you see in the mirror, but what's actually in reality aren't congruent is kind of what I'm visualizing. But our card for the day, it's actually from the Threads of Fate. What's fun is I actually pulled the Ace of Cups, which I was actually magical to this. I found it curious because cups are representations of water, emotions, intuition, relationships, healing, our subconscious, connection. So this ace really brings blessings and new beginnings. So, have you noticed how the card of the day really goes with the energy of the day? You really can't make this shift up. It's the new emotional beginnings. So whatever has happened up until now was actually just a lesson to get the memo, right? So now it's time to release it and move forward with an openness, opening up the channel. So it's time to really draw into us, into our love channel, the emotional channels of feeling our self-love on the daily. It could also signal a new relationship, any new endeavor. It really doesn't matter what the situation is. So it's literally like we're being handed over on a platter, a new choice on a new path, and you get to pick that choice. Let's hand it over to you on the platter, a path of joy. So it's really, really, really time to open up to all of our feelings, our creativity, even potential relationships of any kind. So don't be surprised if this loving space that you're in actually attracts some new and even some potent love opportunities. So if you are feeling out of alignment with this opening, maybe consider doing some rituals of literally letting go of what you're resisting to release. Imagine joy and gratitude as like two magnets on your altar. So the sooner that you can align with them, the sooner you're going to see those shifts and abundance in all forms. So you want to, it's like attracts like, but that's what the magnets are doing. Instead of repelling the juicy goodness, repel the not so great stuff and merge the good and the gooder. So some affirmations to say would be things like, I am honoring my feelings with my heart or in my heart's codex. I am releasing my emotional channels connected to grief, sorrow, sadness in my heart with love. So it really is a time to fall in love with your feelings and allow the not so nice ones to literally just float away like on cloud nine. I used to always talk about being on cloud nine in my youth, which I prefer to stay on cloud nine in all actuality. But InShalla, Ashe, thanks for bubbling in today, and I will see you on the other side. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow. Whoops. Bingo.